Shalom family. Barakatah to the Father of lights. Peace and power to the Son. Yahweh Shai, the beloved of the Father. Peace and blessings to the royal house of King David, and peace and power to the throne. It's a beautiful Monday. I was supposed to get back at y'all Friday. After that blistering of Gorilla Dildo. That's a new name, Gorilla Dildo. But anyway, I ain't finna muddy up the water with his bullshit. He already been exposed and shut the fuck down. I got more important matters to discuss with y'all today. And you're gonna want to hear this. All right, you're gonna want to hear this. Yeah. Well, if y'all notice, sometimes I don't put vids up like every day, all the time like I used to, because I know y'all like that, but you don't need it. Sometimes, just want you to soak in some of the vids for a little longer without any other videos being interjected in you. You know what I'm saying? But this one here, this little break that I took, just like all the rest, is for me to meditate and let the Most High speak to me. All right? To let him really speak to me. All right? And this is where I get my information from. I get it from the Father of Lights directly. And what he told me this weekend, all right, let me show y'all. Let me get the precept. This is Isaiah 42:9. He said, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them." So he told me of something, all right? And I want to share it with you, all right? Just want you to clear your minds of everything. This is so important, man, because, man, this is everything. This is everything that we've been waiting on, all right? Clear your mind. I know y'all got problems, you got things going on, but this is going to alleviate 100% of your problems after you hear this, all right? Okay. Got some precepts that I want to go through, because I want to kind of walk you into it. I don't want to just drop it on you. I want you to come into it with me. I want you to walk into it with me, all right? All bullshit aside. We ain't got time for nothing else right now. We ain't got time for any negative comments, any negative. All that's going to be out the window. But this is only for true believers, all right? True believers. All right? Now, I'm hoping I can get through all of this in this one sitting, but if not, I'll have to follow up. But anyway, I want to start in Revelations 1. All right. Now, there are many that believe that when you read this, all right, that it's talking about Yahweh Shai. It's not. I'm going to prove it to you. And I was challenged on this once before. They said, no, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. No, it's not. That's how you know a Christian. Right? I'm finna break this down. I don't care how long it takes. This is important. All right? Revelation 1:1. The revelation of a Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, which power gave unto him. So what is that saying? It's saying that the Father of lights gave this revelation to Yahushua. He passed it down, right? Why did he do that? Well, look after the comma. To show unto his servants, keyword, Northern Kingdom, things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. To signify it means he sealed it. See, a king's signet, they used to melt wax, and then they would seal a letter with that signet. And if that seal was broken, that meant somebody opened that letter and read what the king had meant for somebody's eyes only, and that was a death sentence. You could not break a king's seal. So he signified it, all right? He signified it by his angel and unto his servant John. So this was for John's eyes only. Verse 2. Who bear record of the word of the power and of the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushai and of all things that he saw. So, Father sent this down to John through Yahushai, through the angel to John, and he showed him some things. Look at verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right, now, unbeknownst to some, the time of Yahushai all the way till now is the same generation. It's all one big day, pretty much. Okay? Check this out. Verse 4. John, to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you, and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, from the 7 spirits which are before his throne. Who has the 7 spirits before his throne? Is it Yahushai? No. It's the Father. The Father of lights has the 7 spirits before his throne. So this is who this passage is speaking of. Got me? Right. Verse 5. This further proves that verse 4 is talking about the Father, because in verse 5 it says, and from Yahushua Mashiach, who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood. That's what Yahushua did. So the Father is in verse 4, Yahushua is in verse 5. Verse 6, and have made us kings and priests unto the power and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. So, when Yahushua died and went to the cross, what happened? Those in the house of Judah that repented when he was here, he took all their sins to the cross. And for the servants to come in the northern kingdom, he died and commissioned his apostles and disciples to preach to them so that they could believe on his word, and then that they could repent and be saved. Okay? So the kings come from Judah. The servants come from northern kingdom. All right? Verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Now I want y'all to listen to this. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. What was that talking about? Is it talking about Yahushai? All right? No, I'm going to prove it to you. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. What was it talking about? In verse 8, it tells you, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. Make no mistake. So, verse 7 and 8 is talking about the Almighty himself. But wait a minute. He says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So it's saying that the Father is going to get pierced. It's all right here, right? It's all right here. Now, I want you to hold that line, right? I want you to hold that line. Let's go to Zechariah. Chapter 12. Let's go to let's start at verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretched forth the heavens and layeth the foundation of the earth, and formeth the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all people round about when they shall be in the siege, both against Judah and Jerusalem. And in that day I will make Jerusalem, people, not a place, a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness, and I will open my eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, and the Lord of hosts their power. Verse 6. In that day I will make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf, and they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left, and Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. So, this is when the Most High is going to turn up his men and make them battle ready. Verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, not northern kingdom, Judah, that the glory, listen, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. So, this is only for the royal house of David, right? Right here in the scriptures, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. What day? The day that they get turned up, the day that they get immortalized, the day that they get lifted up, all right? And the Most High turns us into the men that we're supposed to be. He that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the power, as the angel of the Lord before them. Verse 9. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. Now this is the beginning of the day of the Lord. Now in verse 10, the men are turned up already. The men have been transformed and transcended into their immortal state. Verse 10. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and supplications, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced. There it is again. Let's go back through there real slow. Verse 10, and I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplications, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced. Who is me? It's David. He just said, and I will pour upon the house of David, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced. David in this day will be pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him, as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn. In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Hadad-Draman in the valley of Megiddon. What is Hadad-Draman in the valley of Megiddon? Well, that's the place where King Josiah was buried. Why is that important? Well, King Josiah, all right, was the last righteous king of Israel. When he died, his sons Zechariah and Jeconiah were put to death, and that ended the Davidic bloodline. No more kings rose after that. That was it. And the people wept when Josiah was killed in battle, because he was the last righteous king of the Davidic bloodline. So there have been no righteous king since. The Davidic bloodline was wiped out completely in Babylon. All right, got that? And he was buried where? In Hadad, in the valley of Megiddon. Verse 12. Look what it says is going to happen. It says, they shall look up on me who they have pierced. Now that's the second time. The first time was in Revelation 1, right? Well, look at verse 12. And the land shall mourn, every family apart. The family of the house of David apart, and their wives apart. The family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart. The family of the house of Levi apart, and their wives apart. The family of Shimei apart, and their wives apart. All the families that remain, every family apart, and their wives apart. Why does it say that? Because when this day comes, and the men of the Lord are turned up, they have been put in their immortal state, they're going to be everywhere. We're separate right now. That means that when the day of the Lord comes and he gives us this power, we're going to be in our respective areas. I'm going to be out here in Cali, some of y'all in Mississippi, some of y'all in Baltimore, a couple of y'all in Boston, some of y'all in New York, some of y'all in Cleveland, all over this nation. All right, we're going to be turned up at once. This is how he's going to glorify us in the sight of all the heathen. Right? Y'all got it? All right. So, let's go back to Revelation 1. Let's go on down to verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Who is that? Right? Well, it's the Almighty. That's what it says in verse 8, right? Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So who's going to be getting pierced at this time? It's David, pursuant to Zechariah chapter 12. I just read it to you. We know that David is the one getting pierced. Correct? All right. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Verse 8, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. Now, what's going to happen? When the day of the Lord starts, first thing he's going to do is he's going to put myself and the men of the Lord that are part of this royal house in their immortal state. That's the first thing you got to do. All right? It's the first thing. So, that's why I say all of y'all out there that been, holding the line, doing what you're supposed to do, sanctifying yourself, separating yourself, right? Preparing yourself, right? This is why it was so important that you do that, right? Now, for those of y'all that been bullshitting and playing and shucking and jiving, hey, man, I don't know what else to tell you. This day is going to pass you by, and it's right up on us. Now, I got some more to read, all right? Got some more to read, but I wanted to catch y'all just up to that point. We know that David is the one being pierced, all right? Now, y'all already know how I get down. Y'all see this here? Ain't nobody else doing this, man. Y'all see my arm? See where it's swollen at? Get a good look. You see that? That's pierced. See my arm? Look at that. This ain't no fabricated ass shit. I've been pierced. Nobody else can say that. So, we got that out the way. All right? Let me show you something. Gonna move to the next one now. What's gonna happen on that day when the immortality comes? What's gonna happen that day when the Father of Light shows up? So you gotta understand, there's a Father of Lights that is still in heaven right now, and then there's his archangel that's here on earth. That's me. That's why it's called an archangel. I'm connected to the Father. Archangel. He's still up there. In spirit, though. He needs a body. And when he comes, he's going to give me a new body, crafted especially and specifically by him, all right, when his spirit inhabits myself. Same way he did with Yahushua. Going to get turned up. That's why it's called a turn up. All right, we're going to go from this mortal state to the immortal state. It's going to look like this, right? I don't know what I'm going to look like, but whatever it is, it ain't going to be there. I'm going to be ready to do anything. All powerful. All right? It's time that you hear this. It's time that you know this. I've been kind of, tiptoeing a little bit, but no. I'm telling you straight and true now. I'm going to be turned all the way up. I will be God on earth. Yeah. And the men that follow me, they will be gods on earth. They will be the kings of this world in rulership. This is why you work so hard. This is why you joined this guard. This is why you did it. This is why you've been toiling and tussling all these years. All right, and learning and educating yourself and building up your spirits. All right, dealing with all the stuff on the job and dealing with your families and trying to be a man of the Lord and growing. All right, and pressing. This is why, because this moment is upon us. All right. So, what's going to happen on that day? How is it going to go? What's going to take place? I mean, what did he say? He said that, behold, he comes with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Do you know what that means? That means that when this happens, all right, those that pierce me are the LVNs and RNs of where I go to get my treatment at. So this is going to happen in front of them. Yeah, we bringing it home now. Well, how's that going to happen, man? How do you know? How can you be sure? I'll see you on the next video. I know. It ain't fair, but I told y'all I had to come through here nice and slow. I done gave y'all enough to chew on right now. I'm going to give you the other part, though. Don't worry. When I clip from this video, I'm going right into the next one, so you stay tuned. What's going to happen on that day? Right? What's going to happen? Man. Most I said, before these things spring forth, I tell you of them. Well, I'm finna let you know. Next video, we're going to go deeper into it, all right? Barakatah to the Father of Lights. Peace and power to the throne of King David. Peace and blessings to Yahweh Shai. And peace and blessings and salutations to the royal house. All praises. This your King and Shepherd, KD. And I will see y'all on the next go round. All right? Another video coming right back at you. I'll see y'all in a minute. KD out. Shalom.